it is Michelle Shutter with Mompreneur Tube. In this week's episode, we are going to keep the journey real. And today I have an acupuncturist with me, Sarah Atkinson. Sarah, welcome to Mompreneur Tube.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. Well, Sarah is actually a mom of 4 children, and her youngest is just 5 months old. So her journey is really going to hit home with a lot of those people that have newborns at home. And she is the owner of Healthy Living Acupuncture. So Sarah, let's start off with let's talk a little bit about acupuncture, because I think sometimes that part of a wellness picture, acupuncture sometimes has a stigma almost to it. So can you tell us a little bit about what your services are, or how they work, or how they're incorporated into somebody's wellness?
Sure. Well, we see a lot of pain management, and really acupuncture is all about moving blockages. So we talk about stagnation and the effects that it has on the internal environment, and we evaluate it and treat it. So it's kind of liberating emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's a fun career.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So somebody doesn't necessarily have to have some sort of injury then to come to see you. Would that be right?
Right, yes. So
okay.
Wellness and prevention is definitely part of what we would love to see more of, because if we can prevent something from happening, I think that's 10 times better than actually having to treat an injury. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. That's really great to know. So let's get a little bit into your journey, because we talked a little bit before going on camera that this isn't what you had intended on doing when you graduated from high school. So can you tell a little bit about what happened from that point where you graduated from high school to where you are today in a career?
Well, I think I grew up.
Yeah, that happens to all of us.
Yeah, that was wonderful. The 20s got rid of all that mess. But I went through nursing programs. Nurse's aide at 16, did home care hospice, went into college, of course, for nursing, worked in hospitals. I see the value, I saw the value, I can appreciate it, but I also think the emergency room taught me that I didn't want to be at the trauma level. I felt that the hospitals were dealing with trauma level injuries that could have a lot less impact and hardship in our lives if we had more prevention.
Nice, very nice. So then where did you have that maybe aha moment, or that decision that acupuncture was the vehicle for you?
Well, I took a break due to some health problems I was having, and I had a few surgeries, and I felt sort of gypped by the traditional care I was receiving, because I felt that they had put so many negative thoughts and feelings to what I was going through with it. And I was 19, and I just said, I don't think so. You're feisty when you're young.
Yes.
So I'm mad about this. I'm going to make a change. So I went to Hawaii for a while, and I saw an acupuncturist, and I never had a problem ever again. So
oh, wow.
It changed my perspective, and I had to be one then.
Very cool, very cool. So what did that entail? So you made that decision, and obviously you committed to that decision.
Committed to that.
Because here you are today, right? So what did that entail for you? Because here you are in a nursing program in a college. What did that entail for you?
Well, I left the community. That was a very supportive community. I missed the camaraderie of having the right people around you. In a hospital setting, there's a lot of support. Treating sick people is not always easy.
Absolutely.
And so having groups of folks that all support you is awesome. But I think I made the change something positive for myself. I just said I have to do this, and I didn't evaluate the risk other than this is just what I have to do.
That is so important. What you just said there, I didn't evaluate the risk. And I think as moms, at that time you weren't a mom, but as moms or mompreneurs, if we're looking to start a business, that's what I think holds us back a lot, is that fear, that risk, or that what if. But that didn't even enter your mind at that time, which kudos to you. That's really great. That's really great. So now, since you've become you're an acupuncturist, you've had some children, so you've moved into what I would consider that mompreneur mode. So tell me a little bit, like, what do you find is the most rewarding experience you have as a mompreneur, given that you don't have a traditional JOB?
Well, I think the most rewarding aspect of it is that I always know that I can bring my kids to work. Oh. Like, I almost had to bring a baby to this interview. Thank you, mother. Thank you, mothers. And that's another thing. I don't know if I could have done it without my family. That support, that's why I'm here. So, number one, I had to be an acupuncturist, and two, my family is here. So here we have it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Sarah's really in this whole new state again, because the schedule is really challenging when you have a newborn. So I guess maybe before we get into that schedule, tell us a little bit about the kids. How active are they? What are their ages? Let's kind of get into the mom part of it right now.
Well, I was a mom when I actually started the business. I started with Dr. Dan Francis for a few years. I rented space from them, and they were supportive, and I came here in 2007. So I had a baby with my first husband, and really, it was about support from the husband, the family, the mom and dad, even the kids, because your poor kid, it has to come to work with you sometimes.
Right.
But mompreneuring, I think, is best known for that. Kids can walk here from school. There's some safety net to it.
Sure.
But if you have to call off, you call off, but then you don't get, you have to take the financial assessment into play. So it's hard to juggle, and is a kid sick? Maybe not.
Right.
Is there an emotional just need for a day off? It's hard when you know so much about health and wellness too, to have a baby in your life, because you worry about every little thing.
Right, exactly. And how old are your other children?
So there's a 7-year-old boy, Colton, and 9-year-old Sadie. My husband and I got married last summer, and we both brought in separate kiddos from separate partners. And I have a 9-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 7-year-old. My 11-year-old is she's Natalie, and then Sadie, Colton, and then Layla's 5 months.
So you're really, in this last year, you've had a lot going on.
Yeah.
You're blending families. You are still keeping a business up and running, and you have a newborn, essentially. Wow, good for you, Sarah. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So are your kids active in a lot of different activities? Sure. Some of them are kind of young yet, but does that kind of play into your schedule, and how does that piece kind of fit?
Well, I try to be there for like one night a week for my daughter. I guess I try to work and play, because I enjoy family so much. I see it more as play. It's like a gift to be able to spend time with them, and it's obviously a wonderful gift to be able to practice Asian medicine. So I think my combination of just trying to be fair with yourself and with others, and see the need and assess just every day. How is everyone doing? Right?
Do you ever get to bed at night and count heads and be like, okay, yeah everybody's in their bed, because I found that's what I had to do sometimes. So let's get a little bit into mompreneur business, balance, family. A lot of times we think of balance has to be this perfect thing, and clearly that's not it. You're having to juggle things, but you're going to make it work. So given where you are right now with a newborn, your husband going back to work, what do you find is right now your biggest challenge in having a business and family?
Well, I would halfway joke and say sleep, but not really joking. I don't know. It's a different state of mind, So looking at the different, just people coming into your life, understanding that, the one child might have nightmares, the other child might have a different focus of just needing to have a diaper change in the middle of the night, or another one, would be sleepwalking, and you have to pull them back. So it's a bit of a light sleep now, but I'll get used to it.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit kind of what we were talking about off camera too, just like your schedule, because so many moms think, oh, we got to have these weeks and weeks planned in advance and know exactly where everybody's going and what everything is doing. And clearly that's not your case right now. Right. So tell us just a little bit maybe about your schedule, just to keep it real for moms.
Okay, I don't know, I was apprehensive to say, but I guess just to be really honest, it's day by day. It's the 24 hours, I got that down.
And that's perfect because, do you know what, sometimes in my life, I can only look at the next 4 hours. So, I mean, good for you. You've got the next 24 hours planned. That's awesome. You're just taking things sometimes one day at a time. So, Sarah, if somebody wanted to learn more about acupuncture and perhaps take advantage of your services, how would they go about contacting you?
Well, we try to answer our telephone line. We have our front desk staff, thankfully, that can answer phone calls pretty much 9 a.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. So Monday through Friday, some days are a little different hours. So we go to the website, www.healthylivingacu.com.
Perfect.
Or 893-8796.
Awesome. And if they would call after hours, is there a voicemail or something that they could leave as well?
Yep.
Perfect, perfect. Well, Sarah, I just want to thank you so much for joining me today on Mompreneur Tube and just really keeping this journey real, especially having a newborn, because we don't know what mom will watch this who perhaps is looking to start their own business and maybe has a situation just like you with a newborn and younger kids, and just keeping that journey real for them to let them know that they can do it and you can do it just one day at a time. So thank you so much for joining me today. And if you would like to be featured on Mompreneur Tube, please reach out to me via Facebook, send me a message, and you know what the great thing is? We don't have to be local to do an interview. Technology has made it really easy for us to do an interview online as well. So if you'd like to be featured on Mompreneur Tube, please reach out to me on my page. And my vision for all of you moms is that you release your mompreneur spirit so that you can fulfill the purpose in your heart just like Sarah is doing. Take care and we'll see you next time.